Let's be honest, have you ever been stumped by that classic C-sharp interview question about multiple inheritance? You are definitely not alone. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why C-sharp just flat out says no to inheriting from multiple classes. We'll expose the famous problem it's designed to prevent, and then we'll look at the super elegant solution C-sharp gives you to get all the power you need anyway. Let's get right into it.
So here's the core of the issue, right? Just imagine a class that has two parent classes. And here's the catch. Both parents have a method with the exact same name. So when the child tries to call that method, who does it listen to, mom or dad? You see the problem? This is the fundamental conflict that C-sharp was very intentionally designed to avoid. Okay, let's start at the beginning. What are we even talking about when we say multiple inheritance? In a nutshell, it's the idea that a single class can inherit methods and properties from more than one parent. You know, it's a feature you'll see in other languages like C++. But, as you're about to see, C-sharp decided to take a very different path. Yep, when you get to C-sharp, the rule is super strict. One class can only inherit directly from one other class, period. And there is a very compelling reason for this rule. It all comes down to avoiding one specific, incredibly messy problem. And this is it. The rule exists to slay a notorious beast in object-oriented programming called the diamond problem. It's a scenario that creates total ambiguity. Let's actually build this problem out step by step so you can see the danger for yourself. Okay, first up, we have a base class. Let's just call it class A. It's got one simple method called show, and all it does is print a show to the console. Simple enough, right? Now let's bring in another potential parent, class B. And notice, class B also has a show method, but it does something different. So now we've got two methods with the exact same name and signature living in two different classes. This is where the trouble starts. All right, now for the what-if moment. Imagine C-sharp actually let us create a new class C that tries to inherit from both A and B. I have to stress this, the code on this slide is not valid C-sharp. We're just exploring why. And here it is, the million-dollar question. If we create an object of our new class C and we call the show method, what happens? Which code should run? The code from A or the code from B? There's no right answer. The compiler is completely stuck. This confusion is the heart of the problem. And that confusion right there has a famous name, the diamond problem. So, to prevent this whole mess from ever even being possible, the designers of C-sharp made a simple, clean choice. They just disallowed multiple class inheritance altogether. It keeps the code predictable. But wait, what if you need a class to have multiple sets of behaviors? Well, don't worry. C-sharp provides an incredibly powerful and elegant solution that gives us all the flexibility we want without any of the ambiguity. The solution lies in this crucial distinction. On one hand, you have class inheritance. A class can only have one parent. That's a hard rule. But on the other hand, you have interface implementation, and a class can implement as many interfaces as you want. This is the key. Let's make this crystal clear with an example. First, we'll start with a single base class, animal, and it has an eat method. Then we'll define a couple of capabilities, or behaviors, as interfaces. I run and I jump. And boom, here's the solution in action. Our dog class inherits from its one true parent, animal, but then it also says, hey, I promise to fulfill the contracts for I run and I jump, and it provides its own code for those methods. So it's getting behaviors from 3 different places with zero confusion. So why does this work so perfectly? It's actually really simple. An interface is just a contract. It only defines what a method looks like, the signature. It provides absolutely no implementation, no code, no how. Since there's no code to inherit, there's no conflict to resolve. The dog class is responsible for writing the code, which completely eliminates the diamond problem. Okay, the animal example is great for understanding the mechanics, but let's see what this looks like in a practical, everyday scenario. How about something we've all coded? User logins. Think about a login system. You might let a user log in with their email and password, right? But you probably also want to let them log in with their Google account. We can think of each of these as a separate capability, and we can define them as interfaces. So our user login class can just step up and say, yep, I can handle both of those. It promises to provide the logic for both login with email and login with Google, effectively giving itself 2 distinct behaviors. And just like that, our user object can now handle both login methods. We got exactly what we wanted. an object with multiple distinct behaviors, but we did it the safe, predictable C# way, completely avoiding the diamond problem. Okay, let's bring this all home. We're going to wrap this up into a nice, neat package that you can use to absolutely crush this question if it ever comes up in an interview.
Here's a super simple way to think about it. Use a base class for an is-a relationship. A dog is an animal. You use it when you want to share common code. Use an interface for a can-do relationship. A dog can run. You use it to define a capability that lots of different things might do in their own special way.
So if you're in that interview and the question comes up, here is your silver bullet. You just calmly and confidently say this: C# does not support multiple inheritance with classes to avoid the ambiguity of the diamond problem. Instead, it achieves the same goal by allowing a class to inherit from a single base class while implementing multiple interfaces. You say that, and you've nailed it.
And that is the full breakdown of why multiple inheritance doesn't exist in C# and how we work around it. Now that this is crystal clear, I want to know what we should tackle next. Let us know in the comments which of these C# concepts you want us to demystify, and we'll see you in the next explainer.